Hello viewers! I was having a look through YouTube to see if there was any reviews on Carbon Collective products, and surprisingly, there's not a lot. So here's one. I filmed this back in April this year, 2022 for the record, so just coming out of one of the coldest winters into what's looking like one of the hottest summers on record. Climate change, they say. I call it winter and summer like I remember it being. Conditions are ideal for car cleaning, cloudy with a chance of sunshine. Let's get set up. As always, I clean the wheels first, so I'll quickly skim over this routine with some music. I'll be using Garage Therapy One Wheel Shampoo with the trio of brushes from EZ Detail. So now we can get into what this video is about. Carbon Collective, citrus cleaner, 2 Snowfoams, a shampoo and a glass cleaner. All you need to pamper your pride and joy. An impressive looking set of chemicals. Let's go and get stuck in and see what they're like. I'm going to make up 500ml solutions for both Snowfoams. First is their Ultimus Snowfoam, which is already promising great things, just needing 25ml of the product to make up half a litre of foam, which will be dispensed via the MTM Foamlands, and Satsuma Snowfoam being their self-proclaimed thinner Snowfoam, again using 25ml to make up half a litre, which I think is optimistic as that's for a pressure washer with a flow rate of 10 litres per minute and the Karcher K5 is 8.5 litres, but worth a try anyway. I'll be applying this using the MJJC Foamlands, hoping the 30% extra foam generation will help. I'm going to apply the citrus under one panel of the Ultimus Snowfoam on the wing. Being the dirtiest area, hopefully it should give that area a boost of cleaning power where it's needed, and it'll also give some indication of whether the Snowfoam is powerful enough on its own for the door. As you can see, I'm not pre-rinsing this time, as the instructions say the vehicle should be foamed and left to dwell before hand washing. The Snowfoam is formulated to remove contaminants and lift surface dirt to create the safest wash possible. So we'll see if it can. Remember, that's just with 25ml of product. The application certainly looks excellent, not too much of a foam and not too runny either, creating a layer of creamy wet foam. Remember, this is a pH neutral Snowfoam, so I'm hoping there's going to be a difference between the area I used the citrus to the rest of this half of the car. Results are coming up soon, so don't go anywhere. It's now 7 minutes in and the foam has settled rather nicely, more of a sheet rather than a blanket of foam, which has helped prevent it all from dropping to the floor. This can be good, allowing the dirt to be softened and removed easily with a pressure rinse. I'll just give it another couple of minutes and then rinse it off. To rinse off, I'm using KDN Detailing stainless steel 25 degrees nozzle with a rubber shroud. I get asked a lot about the orifice size and is it compatible with high flow rate pressure washer systems, and yes, they are a 030 size and that's capable of a flow rate of around 10 litres a minute, so I'm well within that for my setup. So if you're concerned at all about which nozzle is right for your stubby gun, seek professional help from a reputable company. Not me, definitely, don't ask me. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, Ultimus Snowfoam. Well, this is actually looking quite promising. A good dwell time is crucial for allowing the dirt to be soaked into by the surfactants in the Snowfoam, then pressure rinsed away. If you're wondering why some people rinse Snowfoam from the bottom first, it just makes sense for me. It's the dirtiest part of the car for one, but mainly because all the rest of the Snowfoam is still active on the car while I'm rinsing. And it's also a guide to see where I've been. So that's 3 reasons to do it this way, but it's entirely up to yourself how you do it. So this is the front wing I sprayed the citrus cleaner on before layering with the Snowfoam. And from a visual perspective, it's actually looking as though it's helped remove more dirt than the door with the Snowfoam only. I'll do my swipe testing a little later, but this will just show you not to believe everything you see on YouTube. Looks very clean, doesn't it? Not so much now. And that's mainly because the car is still wet. So the light is bouncing off the water, not the clear coat, so it gives the illusion of being cleaner. And that's the only reason I use these swipe pads, to give you a visual idea of the cleaning power. These cotton swabs are always wet and I try and give equal amounts of pressure. That's why I'm using the back of my fingers and swiped approximately the same size of test area to try and give a fair comparison. Now we all have different expectations when it comes to Snowfoam, so I'll be interested to read your comments on whether this is about what you would expect from a pH neutral Snowfoam. Remember though, I sprayed citrus before the Snowfoam on the left swab. Personally, it's not good enough for me and I would expect more, as the ADBL pH neutral Snowfoam I recently used certainly seems to have cleaned better. But then again, it can't be proved that that's a better foam, as both haven't been used together in this test. I'm only giving you my opinion. So if you are wondering why I don't do another test using a stronger concentration, it only offers guidance on the instructions to increase the foam thickness, not cleaning power. Another major issue with some Lances over delivering on foam, and we all know, or for anybody new here, spoiler alert, thick foam doesn't work. I know a lot of you are in the citrus camp, so let's do some testing on the citrus on its own. Now first things first, I'm used to using dilutable citrus pre-wash as opposed to buying ready to use. I was really surprised to see that Carbon Collective have gone down the road of charging £15 a litre for what is undoubtedly be mostly water. I did wonder, as when it came in the box from County Detailing Supplies there was no trigger, but on the bottle itself no dilution instructions, so which is which? A quick message to County and a new trigger was quickly dispatched and confirmed it is ready to use. Oh. Okay, I've taken the hit now, but I will not be buying this again, and I don't care how good it is. I prefer pre-wash products to be diluted to my requirements. So back to the test, and again, no pre-rinse. Make the product work, as it's already been down the dilution route before I got hold of it. I don't want it diluting any further. So in the final rinse down of the citrus on its own, it's certainly working very well on the rear of the car where the dirt is crisp and even. But I'm still annoyed it's £15 for a ready to use product when something like Autoglan Spritzer is £11 a litre and can be diluted to something like 250 to 1. I'll have to get that on the channel near winter time. If you like to see that, drop a comment below and I'll get one scheduled. Pad swipe time, and it's certainly done better than when it had the foam on top of it earlier. A different day of course, but that is a decent pre-wash if you don't mind the cost for something that's ready to use. Carbon Collective Satsuma Snowfoam is their second Snowfoam here. It's in a 2 litre drum, as that's the minimum amount you can order, and that's £18 rising to nearly £40 for a 5 litres. This is a slightly higher pH to the Ultimus Snowfoam. A completely different composition between the two, and also this one has a tiny amount of D-limonene in it, that amazing citrus oil that's made from fruit peel. So this one tells you to go ahead and pre-rinse, interestingly enough, with low pressure too. presumably they're talking garden hose pipe low pressure, or it could be Kranzel low pressure high flow. Then there's a huge amount of information as to what pH you would like your Snowfoam to be when you apply it. So this does indeed imply a stronger concentration when more is added rather than just have more foam. Okay, so choose one. I'll go with the same dilution as Ultimus, that's 25 millilitres in 475 millilitres of water. Interestingly, they're recommending hot water for the mix. That would work well in a sprayer, but when you're using in a lance with so much more cold water being pumped through, I don't see how it can be beneficial. We'll see if we can get a 10-minute dwell. That'll be a job for the MJJC lance to hopefully increase the foaming capabilities. So on application, even with the MJJC lance, it's applying like milk. That's fine if it has the capability to dwell, but judging from the amount that's already run off the car, I'm not holding my breath for a 10-minute dwell time. Going in for a closer look, it looks similar to what I've seen before with a lot of thinner foams. I think if I'd pre-rinsed this, it would have a detrimental effect on the foam's ability to cling on. Going in close here, looks like the foam is actually just slipping off over the top of the dirt and not actually wetting it out. It's patchy in places and, well, kinda looks a bit disappointing. But we'll leave it to dwell anyway, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes and see how it's getting on. We're at 8 minutes here and it's just as well it's a cloudy day, because I doubt you'd get anywhere near a full 10 minutes on a sunny day. Anyway, let's just get it rinsed off and see if it pulls any of that dirt off. The product label says Satsuma is formulated to offer maximum wetting. The bubbles burst during the dwell period, agitating the surface, encouraging the surfactants to penetrate bonded road film, dirt and grime. Has it done that? Using 25 millilitres of product? No, it hasn't. If you've never heard of Lusso Shampoo, where have you been? It's one highly recommended shampoo, and I've had this one a while. In fact, it first appeared in a maintenance clean video a year ago. If you want to see that, I'll put a card at the top of the screen now and a link in the description so you can check it out later if you want. But it still remains one of my all-time favourite shampoos, so there's a spoiler alert for you. It's about as dilutable as a shampoo can be and still remain lubricated with some of the silkiest suds you've seen. You can use it in direct sunlight, being sensible of course, and rinse a panel at a time. It's got a great balance of cleaning power with slickness, and it rinses cleanly away with either a hose or a pressure washer. To top off the enjoyment, it's one of the best smelling shampoos out there, like an aftershave. This litre bottle cost me £20, but will get me 50 washes from it, and no, I don't use it through a foam lance. Here I'm using the Garage Therapy microfiber wash pad, and after several months of use you can see now how much more flexible it is in use. It's no longer akin to a foam brick that you can't get around the corners, but it's a massive upgrade from the noodle wash mitts I used to use. You certainly get a better feel from the shampoo using it, and it's just one of those accessories you don't think you'll get along with and end up loving it. I'm really pleased how the car turned out, mainly thanks to the shampoo really. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you want to see more from GM Details. Glass cleaning. There's really not much to say about this other than it's an isopropanol alcohol based and minty scented. Very pleasant to use, a really good working time with it, just flashes off at the right time. I've used the Klin glass cloth here both on the inside and outside glass, no smears, no residue and just lovely crisp clear glass. At £10 for a 500ml bottle, it certainly isn't a cheap glass cleaner like Mr Muscle, but that's a whole other debate I'm not going to get into. The range is very nicely branded, all with excellent user instructions and waterproof labels. So first, Ultimus Snowfoam, a pH neutral, very concentrated foam with the lowest dilution of product that I've ever used. Excellent dwell time, but most pH neutral foams, cleaning power is a little low and for some reason seem to dilute the citrus it had underneath it on the test area itself. Quite odd, but I did like the consistency. It's available in 500ml, 1 litre and 5 litre options. Citrus cleanser worked well on its own even without a pre-rinse, but the cost of it just put me off buying it again. At £15 for a litre of ready to use product, as I said earlier, the Autoglan Spritzer is better value. Comparable cleaning power and it's only £11 a litre and it can be diluted up to 250 to 1. Satsuma Snowfoam. Very watery for my liking, even with the MJJC Lance. Instructions are a little weird, concentrating on pH levels for dilution rather than panel impact ratios or a straightforward dilution chart. I get that not everyone is on board with PIR, but I think even less are bothered about pH levels or even know or care what they mean. Another negative is you need to buy at least 2 litres of the product for £18. Alternatives for me would be Built Hamber Auto Foam at £19 for 5 litres, or maybe even touch less. Much better cleaning power and half the price of 5 litres of Satsuma. Lusso Shampoo. This is by far my favourite product from Carbon Collective. Fantastic dilution, pH neutral, pure shampoo, meaning no gloss enhancers or waxes. So it's got a lovely slick shampoo, silky suds which stay in the bucket throughout the wash and an amazing scent to add to the enjoyment. Priced at £12 for 500ml, it's about average there. An alternative could be Garage Therapy 1 Car Shampoo, £2 cheaper and equally as enjoyable to use. And lastly, the glass cleaner, Refresh, and it certainly does that. A lovely minty fresh scent with the alcohol base. You'd be forgiven for thinking you were using mouthwash. Don't try that, by the way. Leaves no smears, works over the glass very well with an appropriate quality towel, and you're done in no time. Priced at £10 for 500ml at the time of recording, it may put a lot of valiters off for that money. Sure, some of them don't use anything but a flunky and water anyway, or a quick detailer, but the guys and girls like me, enthusiasts, will love it. Alternatives again, Garage Therapy 1 glass, £9 for 500ml, also an excellent product. And that's it folks. Remember, this review is based on my personal use of these products. I bought all of these products myself, if that means anything to you. The video is not sponsored or endorsed by Carbon Collective in any way, and the information in the video is formed of my own opinion on using these products. See you all very soon on the next video. Until then, cheery bye.